On the first day of the year, gyms are crowded, planners are full, and people talk about starting new habits, eating healthier, exercising more, learning a new skill. By the second week of January, however, many of these resolutions start fading. Yet there is a fascinating psychological pattern behind this behavior, a principle known as temporal landmarks or the fresh start effect. These are specific points in time, birthdays, Mondays, New Year's, the start of a new month, that create a sense of a clean slate, motivating humans to take action, break old habits, and pursue long-term goals. Humans are naturally drawn to beginnings. Evolutionarily, starting anew often meant survival. A new season required fresh strategies, a new opportunity demanded attention, and leaving behind previous failures increased chances of success. Temporal landmarks trigger a psychological separation between the past and the present, allowing individuals to mentally wipe the slate clean and see themselves as capable of change. Research in behavioral psychology confirms this effect. Studies show that people are more likely to initiate challenging goals immediately after temporal landmarks. For instance, gym attendance spikes on Mondays or the first day of the month. People are more likely to start diets or enroll in educational programs following birthdays or personal anniversaries. The human brain interprets these dates as symbolic opportunities for transformation. Consider the story of two employees both wanting to improve their productivity. One waits for no specific moment, attempting change arbitrarily, struggling to stay consistent. The other waits until the first Monday of the month and begins anew. Remarkably, the second employee exhibits higher motivation and perseverance, not because Mondays are magically effective, but because the mind perceives the temporal landmark as a psychological reset. The fresh start effect has created a mental boundary separating past failures from present potential. Marketers and habit designers use this insight strategically. Fitness apps send motivational notifications on Mondays or the first of the month, encouraging users to log workouts. Subscription services and educational platforms launch programs at the start of the year to coincide with natural psychological readiness. The timing is key. People respond more readily when the date signals a new beginning. The fresh start effect also influences self-perception. When individuals see themselves as having a fresh start, they are more likely to set ambitious goals, persevere in challenging tasks, and recover from past setbacks. The mind interprets temporal landmarks as symbolic opportunities to redefine identity and behavior. This is why people often frame resolutions around birthdays, anniversaries, or the start of a new week or year. In personal relationships, temporal landmarks can motivate reconciliation or improvement. Anniversaries, birthdays, or shared milestones encourage people to reflect, adjust behavior, and strengthen bonds. A small act on a significant date, apologizing, expressing gratitude, or committing to change, carries more psychological weight than the same act on an ordinary day. Temporal landmarks create meaning and emotional significance that motivates action. The effect is subtle but powerful. People do not need conscious reasoning to respond. The mere perception of a new beginning triggers motivation. This explains why advertisements, social campaigns, and productivity tools emphasize starting dates, fresh beginnings, and milestone moments. The brain interprets these cues as opportunities for change. Even everyday life offers examples. Cleaning a home thoroughly on the first day of the month feels more satisfying than on an ordinary Tuesday. Launching a new project on the first Monday feels more intentional. Paying attention to temporal landmarks allows individuals to harness natural psychological momentum. Change becomes easier and commitment stronger. Temporal landmarks also help overcome inertia. People often postpone actions due to fear, uncertainty, or low motivation. By framing a goal around a meaningful date, they create a mental separation from past failures, increasing the likelihood of success. This is why goal-setting experts recommend aligning challenges and intentions with temporal markers, New Year, birthdays, and the first day of the week. Even businesses leverage this principle ethically to encourage positive behavior. Charity campaigns tied to holidays, fitness challenges launched at the beginning of the year, and savings programs starting on specific dates exploit the fresh start effect. People respond because the temporal landmark psychologically marks the end of the past and the beginning of new opportunities. Awareness of temporal landmarks allows individuals to plan strategically. Scheduling challenging goals, habit formation, or major projects around these dates enhances motivation and adherence. The principle works not because the date itself changes reality, but because the mind interprets it as a symbolic boundary. This mental reset creates focus, energy, and perseverance. The fresh start effect also explains why relapses or past failures often feel less binding. A setback on one day does not carry over emotionally to a new beginning. This perspective allows for resilience, optimism, and renewed effort. By using temporal landmarks intentionally, humans can structure behavior for maximum psychological effectiveness. Practical application is simple yet profound. Plan challenging tasks to coincide with Mondays, the first of the month, birthdays, or other meaningful personal milestones. Encourage oneself or others with reminders emphasizing fresh opportunities. Break larger goals into segments aligned with temporal landmarks, creating repeated moments of motivation and renewal. This principle offers actionable insights into habit formation, personal growth, and productivity. By aligning intentions with temporal landmarks, momentum becomes natural, consistency easier, and motivation sustained. Observing this effect in daily life enhances self-understanding, strategic planning, and long-term success. Please subscribe and comment on your experiences using temporal landmarks to start new habits, achieve goals, or make meaningful changes. In the end, temporal landmarks demonstrate a timeless truth. Humans are motivated by beginnings. Awareness of these moments allows for strategic planning, habit creation, and behavioral change. By harnessing the fresh start effect, ordinary days become opportunities for extraordinary transformation.